This is Britain, where those who describe themselves as fond of animals sometimes...
World events and that sort of thing. Do you keep yourselves informed?
Not very much, no.
There's no doubt about it, Mr. President. You have had the worst international press of any president I've known.
I want to start by telling you a little bit about cryonics.
Very well done. Watch this space.
Hello and welcome to the Whickers TV and Film Funding Award 2020. Here's where we get to find out whose name goes on this magnificent trophy. You can see that. It's very, very heavy, and so is the amount of the award if you're taking it home in pennies. It is £80,000 for one finalist to make the documentary of their dreams. For our amazing finalists, all first-time filmmakers, this is a significant moment on a journey that began many years ago when they first found the films that they're now burning to tell. For our valued judges, it's been agony. As the standard grows year on year, their job gets harder and harder. For all of us here at the Whickers, it's our biggest moment of the year. Even our mascot, Mini Wicker, has got his glad rags on tonight because that's how special it is for us. And I hope you can forgive us for raiding the dressing up box and filling our screens with confetti. As you can see, I'm now speaking to you from City Hall in the heart of Sheffield city centre. And it feels just like my front room, because it is just my front room. Thanks so much to Emily Copley and James Lowe from the Whickers and from Docrest for creating these groovy graphics for us tonight. Usually at this point, I would hand over to our founder and chair of our awards committee, Valerie Kleeman. Without Valerie's brilliant determination, Alan Wicker's vision would never have found wings. This year, of course, we stayed together by keeping apart, and Valerie was in France when lockdown first began. So beautiful views, but the Wi-Fi, not so beautiful. However, do stay with us because these are words you'll want to hear.
Welcome everyone. Thanks to COVID-19, we're not in Sheffield today. We're scattered across the globe, as much a Wickerfest as a Docfest. Alan Wicker was my partner and the love of my life. He spent 50 years traveling the world making documentaries. A journalist and news hound, he and his contemporaries wrote the grammar of the television that we know today. They had the great good fortune to live at a time when imagination and creativity were encouraged and rewarded, and just as important, budgets were elastic. Alan avoided being killed in the Second World War. He survived as a correspondent in his career. He was in so many dangerous situations before he landed in television. He was in the right place at the right time, and he called it Wicker's luck. And towards the end of his life, he felt a duty to pass some of that luck on to a new generation of filmmakers, a generation that has to struggle to be heard. Thanks to the boundless enthusiasm of our two Janes, Ray and Moat, the Whickers got off to a flying start. This year, you've been joined by Emily Copley, whose lively presence brightens all our days. In this, our 5th year, we've had contributions from Rwanda, Burkina Faso, Honduras, and the Maldives. It's gratifying to know that Alan's legacy holds out a hand to the furthest corners. Year on year, our standards are higher, competition is stronger, choosing our winners ever more of a nightmare for our poor judges. Today, our 5 stories come from India, South Sudan, Nepal, Peru, and Scotland, making it a truly Whickers world. Alan would have been delighted. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank our distinguished judges, Gary Cam, Ollie Harbottle, Mandy Chang, Kate Townsend, Patrick Hurley, and our own Jane Moat. They've had the impossible task of choosing our 2020 winners, and we'll learn very shortly who the recipients of this year's Wicker Awards will be. Good luck, everyone.
Jane, you're muted.
Yes. Faced with the tech that's available to us, sometimes all we can do is have a good chuckle, like my mute button just then. Thank you so much, Valerie. Another key person who's been instrumental in us being here tonight is DocFest Festival Director. Back in 2015, DocFest offered us a home, and I've loved bringing Whickers home to Sheffield every year. But times change. And you can never be sure when there's a new head of household, will they still put the kettle on for a brew when you turn up at the door? Then I read this statement from DocFest's new director. The bravest work, she says, are those that do not hide and defend. On the contrary, they take fears and fragility as the basis for creation. Then she goes on to say, DocFest will stand for its core values of empathy and inclusiveness through its film and arts programme, its talks and debates, and the talent projects it supports. She goes on to add, we will prioritise education and internationalism over any kind of nationalism. Hey up, I thought. Get out the fluffy slippers. This feels like home to me. Please welcome Cynthia Gill.
Thank you, Jane. That was a sweet way to introduce me. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I'm Cynthia Gill. I'm so pleased to be here with you all in this way, but we are still together. And so pleased to give my name, my face together with the DocFest team for such a strong project for supporting emerging talents, new talent to come to us and to the world. Since 2016, we are delighted to host the Whickers annual pitch and to play our small part in continuing Alan Whickers' legacy to fund innovative, director-led documentaries from all over the world and support first-time feature-length filmmakers. It is very important to open new avenues for funding and accessibility to funding, and Whickers is outstanding in its efforts. And so I want to thank Jane Moat and Jane Ray, thank Valerie, thank the Whickers Foundation for bringing this to us, to our industry, and for doing these efforts and for opening a truly inclusive and welcoming space, not just for funding films, but also for thinking about them. I also want to thank Emily Copley. I want to thank the juries. I know you had a hard task. I read the projects and saw the pitches. I want to allow me, the DocFest team, because it was hard to put this together as everyone, it is hard for us. And they have been solidary, strong, perseverant, and I need to thank them as I can. And I want to thank particularly Patrick, Manon, and Harry, Nigel, and Matt for this moment. I want to say also that the last film that won Whickers award, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall by Sacha Schobel, just won the Audience Award at Vision du Réel. And I want to invite all the industry to watch it in Doc Player in our market selection. And finally, I just want to say to our filmmakers that there is nothing more difficult, but also more passionate than making a film. I am in awe for any filmmaker starting to cross the deserts and the adventure of doing a first feature-length documentary. I am admirative of all of you. We want to watch your films at DocFest, and absolutely you need to feel supported regardless of the awards. You need to be supported, to feel supported, I'm sorry, by the DocFest family and by those that read your projects and that spent this time with you. We are with you. Thank you. Thank you really very much.
Thank you, Cynthia, so much for those wonderful and empowering words. Thank you also for an amazing program of great documentary and talks and debates on the online version of DocFest this year. There are so many treats in store. On this night, 4 years ago, Valerie and I were on stage at the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield to announce the first ever funding award winner. I'll never forget the roar that went up from the crowd when they announced the name. That name was Alex Bescaby, and he joins us now.
Hi.
There you are.
This is just remembering it, honestly. Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa.
I recognise you from our show reel at the top of the award ceremony. Oh, Alex, so you do remember, what were you thinking and feeling at that moment just before the names were read out?
Oh, a bit like I'm feeling now. I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I'd only had a few hours to wait. I know these guys have had longer to stew. So, yes. But I'm envious. If I can sound envious, having watched the pitch this afternoon.
Because?
Well, I'm envious because they didn't have to pitch in front of the baying crowds at Sheffield. So that was a very weird thing to have to do, to put that pitch together. I'm envious for that. I'm envious because of the stories that they're involved in. I mean, exactly. I was glued for 2 hours watching that. Laughed, cried, and it's why we become filmmakers. I would love to be involved in any one of those films, and you get the sense that what this award does is every year it just dips a massive spoon into the emerging projects that are all around the world and picks out 5 of the best. And that's incredible. And it just shows you what stories are out there. And I'm envious, say, of whoever is going to be the lucky winner this evening, because I know they're about to embark on years of hard work and excitement and satisfaction that comes with getting your project funded and it becoming an indelible part of your life.
So it happened for you. Since then, gone back to a job in telesales? I mean, what's happening to you now, Alex?
No, you guys absolutely changed my life. I mean, I sort of say this every year, every time this comes around. I mean, I was doing something completely different. I came into film sideways, backwards, and you guys gave me the most incredible validation that I could do this for a living. And I have been doing it for a living ever since. I've been on all sorts of adventures around the world with cameras, with people. I don't wear a suit anymore, thank God. And I just feel, you guys, you changed my life. And I would say to all the guys here now, if you do walk away without the prize, remember that just by getting to this 5, you have done so incredibly well. And this is filmmaking. Most of the time, you won't have any money. And you've got to get used to really grafting. And it's the passion that you all displayed in those pitches that gets films made. Money just greases the wheels, but it's the passion I really hope to see, and I'm sure I will, all those films. And I would say also, to all of you, even those who don't get the grand prize, welcome to the family. I mean, this is a family that supported me for 4 years and helped me every time I've been stuck, because the job doesn't finish as soon as you win tonight. The job has only just started. And, you guys have just really backed me up since winning. So welcome to the family, everybody.
Alex, it's brilliant to see you again, now on your 3rd full-length feature documentary. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
Okay, so it's getting really close now. But before we announce the winners, let's just remind ourselves of our five finalists.
मैं तो मेरे माता पिता को मैं तो भगवान ही मानता हूँ। देखो मैंने सीधी सीधी बात मतलब इनको के करके को बड़े ही नहीं कर रहा हूँ मतलब हाँ परेशान मैंने कर रखा है भगवान कैसे नहीं माने परेशान करी मिला यूं करो देखिए ना अच्छा जान इतना ना तुमने बनावते मत जाओ रे तो डंडा सरा तो बाजार
I've always known that my family story is inseparable from the story of South Sudan, even though I've never really lived there. I was born in Cuba and raised in Kenya. My parents have been at the center of a liberation struggle. That meant they never simply belonged to me. They belonged also to the country.
And my guest today, the wife of the former leader of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, SPLM, Dr. John Garang.
Dr. John Garang Dimabior, a rebel leader to his adversaries and a hero to his people.
كلام ده مهم كلام نكود العائلة ده بجم بفترة على كان ما نطرد العدو.
Yo temo con cambio climático. Hay movimientos sísmicos. Base 2, avalancha mínima.
Esto al caer va a formar olas. Entonces, esto puede sobrepasar a ocasionar la aluvión.
Un bloque de hielo se desprendió de la laguna Palcacocha.
Glaciares que en cualquier momento pueden desprenderse.
Más del 65% de toda la ciudad de Huaraz
ahora tiene 34 veces más.
Este es el fin del mundo.
Tenemos poco tiempo. Lo ideal sería construir unas barreras aquí entre las montañas.
No podemos esperar que los grandes países vengan a apoyarnos.
Si tú causas un daño a un vecino, tienes que pagar. Es la lógica, ¿no? A los causantes decidí denunciar.
What kind of facilities does the log cabin have? I mean, does it have electricity?
No.
I would have to look into the detail of that to see whether that would constitute a reasonable home to live in. I suspect not. If you moved into a flat here in Fort William, you'd have carers and nurses, you'd have money coming in. Do you think the quality of life is far better living in the lodge?
Yeah.
Have you tucked it in my neck?
Yeah.
Here. fire is. Get the last one.
They can't say a thing like that. It's against the law to say that. You can't go back there. If I want to come back, I can come back.
Yes, indeed. We do want everyone to come back right now. We have everyone back on screen and unmuted. One of you is about to receive £15,000. Who will it be? And who's going to tell us? One judge whose Oscar nomination earlier this year means that they are very well aware of what this moment feels like. Please welcome Gary Cam. Gary's hello, Gary.
Hello.
You're in Seoul, South Korea, being fueled by adrenaline and strong coffee because it's gone 2 a.m. by now, I think.
Yes, I have a big coffee for me here.
You have big news for us as well, don't you?
Yes, I do have it. Thank you very much, Jane. It's a truly honor for me to announce the winner of this £15,000 of the development fund. The judges had really difficult time to select just one project out of this amazing and emerging final, the 5 finalists. So they are all wonderful stories that take us to different worlds, different lives, sharing important questions in their own unique cinematic artistry. But it is I'm sorry that I can announce just only one project of this development fund, but this fund goes to The Hermit of Trey by Lizzie McKenzie. This is an intimate portrait about an elderly hermit living in the wilderness. And this film is not just bringing the story of a unique person, but also raises, the question about being alone, especially in this difficult time of the global pandemic, and also this question on the meaning of the quality of life and the warm human relationship between different generations in a strong and stunning cinematic language, we believe. Congratulations, Lizzie.
Oh, Lizzie. Lizzie, talk to me. So, what's Ken going to think about this?
I think he'll be pouring one of his homemade glasses of wine, definitely.
Is that pretty lethal stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, but how are you going to get the message to him? I mean, carry a pigeon? Do you float a hot air balloon across the Western Highlands? I mean, how's he going to know?
I've been working on the pigeon training. Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
To pack my bags and hike on in there.
Oh, now I know, Lizzie, there's already been interest in your amazing film. I mean, 7 years before Ken would even agree to talk to you, and now you've built this fabulous synergy between the two, and that married with the landscape really is an extraordinary, and it's going to be a completely unmissable film. But I believe you've had some interest now from the BBC.
Yeah, that's right. BBC Scotland are just about to give the green light. So, yeah.
Wow. So that means we get to see it on TV?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Hopefully by next spring.
That is fantastic news. Well, huge congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is there anybody you want to thank or anything you would like to say at this point?
I mean, it's just so cool that I basically learned filmmaking to make this film. So it feels so amazing to be recognized by you guys and all your amazing judges, and even just to be in consideration with all these other amazing filmmakers. So yeah, thanks to all of you guys. And Amy Hardy, actually, I don't know if Amy's watching, but Amy's been like my guardian angel through this whole thing. So if she's watching,
She's your executive producer on the project, isn't she?
And Naomi, who's sitting beside me now, she's going to camp in my garden tonight because she wanted to be here.
In a tent. I can't get over that. And she's here with her daughter. Well, she's with you in Scotland now with your daughter in the tent. Well, I hope you allow her in the house if it gets super cold tonight. But Lizzie, thank you for bringing such a beautiful film and such an amazing character into our lives. And we can't wait to see it on TV soon. Golly, thank you very, very much. Congratulations to Lizzie for her wonderful film, The Hermit of Traig. Okay, this is it, the moment we've all been waiting for. Oh, there is Naomi. Hiya. She's done well, hasn't she? Oh, Naomi's disappeared off screen. Oh, she's just about there. Excellent. There are so many people who are always just there for us, aren't there, behind our back? So many people who willing us on, because basically being with such talent is cool. This is it, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the ad break. Yes. Actually, Cynthia's beat me to it. I just thought that if you're curious to see what a completed Wicker film looks like, and you do have an industry pass, go no further. You can watch our 2018 winner on DocPlayer, Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, Sasha Schobel's jaw-dropping documentary about the far side of selfie culture, had its world premiere earlier this summer and won the Audience Features Award at Vision de Reel, as Cynthia mentioned. It's showing in London for London audiences later this month, and the TV version will be shown internationally on PBS channels all around the world. So exciting. Okay, ad break over. Let's have everybody back on screen. So each remaining finalist now has a 1 in 4 chance of winning £80,000. And I'm going to say this to you now because you'll be too gutted or too excited to hear it in a few minutes' time. Seasoned expert and judge Ollie Harbottom wrote today that he thought the standard of this year's finalists was incredible. And I believe, and our judges have said this too, that every one of these projects, even if it takes a little longer, will get made and find its audience. And we will do all we can to help that, because these are all important stories that should be told. And well, as I said, hanging out with such talent is kind of cool, and it's an honor to work with you. Now, here to announce the award is, I'm just going to check that she's there. Yes, here to announce the award is our judge. We borrowed her tonight from Netflix, Kate Townsend. Kate.
Yeah, well, I mean, just to echo what Jane said, I think, you know, all of us judges really thought it was a formidable lineup of pictures. Not only in the way you pitch them, but the range of stories you're going to bring to the world. So it was a really difficult, it was a fascinating and difficult conversation we had. But ultimately, I think we all converged around feeling that one particular film had a particularly unique access point to a really untold story. It had for us the potential to tell a bigger story with plenty of themes, but through a particular singular narrative lens. For us, it had the potential for many emotional depths and layers. And as well as that, it was kind of brilliantly articulated through a fantastic pitch, which pointed to the many different directions that this project could go in. So I think we all feel really excited to be giving the main award tonight to Aquelle de Morbio for her project Nyandeng. Congratulations.
Aquelle. Thanks, Kate. Aquelle, the floor is yours. Talk to us.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I didn't want to prepare anything because I didn't want to jinx it. But thank you so much. Thank you, everybody in the room. Thank you to everybody at the Whickers and the judges. And this vote of confidence really means a lot to me and to my whole team. And my producers are also in the audience. Sam Soko, Don Edkins, and Tiny Mungwer. Thank you guys so much. They've really helped. And thank you to the other finalists whose films are incredible. Everybody I spoke to yesterday, I was like, whatever the outcome, it's going to be great because all these films are amazing. I'm so grateful and humbled, and thank you.
You're going to celebrate now, Akul.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to collapse.
Oh, well done. It was an amazing pitch. Do tweet out your congratulations to Akul and her producer, Sam Soko, at our handle, Wicker Awards, Wicker with an H in it. Let's keep this conversation going. Messages have been coming in. Just pick up one, Christian Aurora for SBS in Australia. So many signs of hope among these filmmakers who want to tell these stories. If you haven't done so already, I do recommend that you take a look at the pitches that Akul and Lizzie did yesterday and all our brilliant finalists on the doc player. It's quite a masterclass, I can tell you. But now, wherever you are in the world, I would like you to raise a glass to our brilliant winner and all 5 of our finalists. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Thank you for watching.
Cheers. Thank you.
My thanks now to Nigel, Matt, Fiona and all the DocFest team for weeks of hard graft behind the scenes, to our coach Paul Powles, our trustees Valerie, John and Jeff for your unstinted support, to my wonderful Wicker colleagues Jane and Emily, and to you, our stellar audience. We'll see you again at the world premiere before you know it. But now it's time to party. Cheers everyone and goodbye.